Hey guys, you almost saw me fall. I didn't fall, but I almost did. Hey guys, how you doing? Just chilling out on a Sunday in the Sunshine State with the great Florida sun. How's everyone doing? You know, one of the things that I was really thinking about these last few days, all of these never Trumper and Trump haters, and I'd like to know what you all think about this, okay? You know, the Trump haters, the media, the Democrats, the Liz Cheneys, hey Prancer, how you doing? Hate Trump. Chipotle was pretty good. Chipotle's always good. As much as they hate Trump, can they tell us honestly that, and again, I'm to expect us to believe that 4 years of Trump would be worse than the next 3 years we have ahead of us with Biden, and then another 4 years with Biden or Kamala. I'd like one single Democrat to tell me that 4 more years of Trump in 2024 would be worse than what we're about to face in the next 3. Hey D, DC Hub Music Revival, hello. Wookiees, hello. Cassandra in Tampa, hello. Of course we love Trump. I love Trump, you love Trump. I honestly don't understand why anyone, other than not like, he's as perfect as a politician can possibly be. If Dems were honest with themselves and everyone, they would not be able to answer your question. Yeah, I think it's a very good question, D. But the problem with that question is they can't answer it. Hey, Trinidad and Tobago. How you doing? Hey, Nathan. I mean, how could you say, as much as you hate Trump, it'd be worse than with Biden? Things are so bad right now. I mean, it's... You see the way they're talking, even the pundits on television, it's basically over for Biden, right? And, emperor has no clothes kind of thing going on. He's totally checked out. He can't govern. And, this business with cinema going to Europe when they need her for this vote, he can't even get a bill passed. Guy can't even get a bill passed. Yeah, well, and what's going on with the supply chain issue is really going to be felt right after Thanksgiving. When we have those Black Friday, and now they have Black Friday week, right? But when we get to the Black Friday period and after, and the stores don't have what they need for the most important time of retail owners' year, that's when things are going to start to get bad. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, I tweeted earlier, I got up really super early today. I got up at about 3:45 in the morning because the dog needed to go outside. The dog on the weekends is on my weekday schedule, so the dog had to go outside really bad. So I got up about 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning, let her outside, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I said, well, let me check out this Squid Game thing on Netflix. I watched every episode. It's only one season. I watched the whole first season of Squid Game today. Can you believe? Oh my gosh. It's pretty good, but the first half of the first episode was tough to get through. I almost gave up. But I'm glad I stuck through it. It was amazing. Thank goodness for Mansion and Cinema. Yeah. I don't know what angle Cinema and Mansion are playing here. But for Cinema to leave the country, she may be back now, I don't even know. But if for her to leave the country during this, shows you that Biden has no juice at all, which is a good thing. Things are better for us if they can't get anything done. Yeah, I know, well, when I do watch Netflix, which isn't that much, I have watched many Korean shows, because that's Squid Game, South Korea. They call them K-dramas. And South Korea has really good shows. Their version of Designated Survivor was spectacular, much better than that Kiefer Sutherland crap we had. I've watched a few of the Korean shows. They're always very, very good. Yeah, and Vanessa, Democrat polls, you always got to adjust them by 10 points because they always overinflate them. So if he's at 36% in the poll, he's probably at 26, if that high. Biden's getting help from Obama. But the problem is with that is Obama's trying to do through Biden what he didn't have the guts to do when he was in the White House because it would have hurt his poll numbers. He doesn't care about Biden's poll numbers. So he's talking him into do it. How many of you guys have Apple phones? iPhones. Press 1 if you have an iPhone. Because I had an experience with Apple and my iPhone this weekend. I'll make a recommendation. I may be the only one with an iPhone. You guys may be all Android. Do you get... Okay, a lot of iPhones. Do you guys get the Apple Care? Let me tell you, I got the app. Thankfully, my phone... I have the 12. Right, the 12 Pro. And Pam, I was just talking about that. I watched every episode of Squid Game today. Well, I got Apple. I always get Apple Care, you know, but I've never used it before. And the speaker went out of my phone. I couldn't use my phone. So I go to the Apple store yesterday. I got new speakers put in my phone, and to do that, they have to take off the screen. So you got to get a new screen. It was like $250 job. It didn't cost me 10 cents. I couldn't believe it. It did not cost me 10 cents. And they fixed it while I was there on the spot. It took an hour. So I walked around the mall for an hour. But, man, that Apple Care. It's amazing. If your battery gets down to 79% capacity, they'll replace it with the Apple Care, I found out. But, no, you know, when they got behind Biden, I don't think they had any idea that it would be this bad. I think they believed that they could carry on through. Apple Care is kind of like the added protection plan you get for Apple products. You can get it on the computers, the iPads, the phones. Apple Care even covers water damage, which is amazing. They didn't think it would be this bad. And they've lost control of him. That withdrawal from Afghanistan. Wow, your technician came to your house? Wow. Yeah, I like the iPhone. I use the phone I'm using it now. Well, Mike, Trump will be back in 2024, But the thing is, we can't get overconfident because, how these people are. But this, when you think about it, can you think of one thing that Biden has done that hasn't just totally been a disaster? No, this is not by a plan. I know everyone likes to think that, everything the Democrats do is part of their design. Do they look like competent people to you? Yeah. Kathy loves wind chimes, as we see. They're right behind me. I'm between my house and my neighbor's house. This is my tree, not the neighbor's tree. I know Biden has 2 hostage situations going on right now, right? We have American hostages left behind in Afghanistan. And now we've got a group of American hostages in Haiti, Christians, and including children being held hostage in Haiti for ransom. I love just to chill out. Pretty peaceful, quiet. But I'm close to my air conditioning, so my air conditioning will come on. Oh yeah, wind chimes are awesome. Today, neighborhood with trucks to take all the people's bulk. Biden's lucky he has a free pass on corruption. Corruption is the least of his troubles. I mean, Biden, he's corrupt. He's mentally checked out. And on top of all that, he's incompetent. This is the thing about Biden. Even if he had his wits about him, things would be screwed up. It'd be worse. Him not being, in touch with, his thoughts and everything, things would be much, much worse if he had his wits about him. I don't know how many of you remember Biden when he was younger, when he was in the Senate. But he was a nasty, nasty man. Let's see here. Do you guys remember what Rush called Biden back then? Rush had a pretty good nickname for him. See if anybody remembers. Yeah, he. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay. I just turned on the Wi-Fi. I don't know if you can hear me and see me. Press 1. Let me know if it's still buffering or not. I just back. Okay. I just turned on the Wi-Fi. Press 1 if you can hear and see me. 2 if I'm still buffering. But if I'm still buffering, you won't be able to give me the 2. Good, 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 good. I know. Buffering happens. Buffering happens. Good to be back. I'm looking behind me in the corners because there's birds that nest in this tree. I don't want any accidents on my MAGA hat. Now, let me ask you guys what you think about this. And this is a serious question. Those of you that remember the old Biden. Would things in the country be worse if Biden had his mind with him like he used to be in his old mean nasty days in the Senate? Are things worse now in his current state, or would we be worse if he was his old nasty self with his wits about him? I think it'd be worse if he was his old self, because he'd be more corrupt and everything else. You know, he's slowed down a little bit, so he's not as corrupt as he would be. I think things would be worse if he had his wits about him. I really do. Yeah. Things would be bad, but they would be worse, yeah. Oh, yeah. You think they'd be the same, Patrick? I think it'd be worse because he would be scheming more. Yeah, it's kind of hot out here, and it's humid. Well, I have a lot of Trump hats. So, but this one I like. This is the one I wear most of the time because the Make America Great Again is so big on it. You can see it a mile away. It would be worse. He would be scheming, doing things all the time. Now what he does is limited. As bad as it is, this is with limited. If Biden started getting involved in things, it would be so bad. Because he'd be involved screwing up every single thing he possibly could. No, so we're kind of lucky that he's kind of out of it. Yeah, I have a Wings Plus Make America Great Again hat too. You know, our wing sponsor, Wings Plus, they sell MAGA hats and DeSantis hats. Yeah. I got to get a new one though, because this one on the back says 2020. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. The new catchphrase. It's the new Ice Bucket Challenge. He has plenty in his family that still help him scheme, Deborah. There's no doubt about that. But he's not scheming as much as he would. Oh, yeah. This is how it operates, okay? Obama, both Barack and Michelle, tell Valerie Jarrett what to do. Valerie Jarrett picks up the phone and calls Jen Psaki. And then Jen Psaki does what she does. That's how it works. And if you guys remember, people forget about this. You don't hear people talking about this anymore. The Obamas bought a house in D.C. down the street from the White House. Now, I don't know if she still lives there, but Valerie Jarrett lived in the Obama house. Well, the thing about this hat is special because President Trump has seen this hat with his own eyeballs. You know, so I've been 5 feet from Trump with this hat on. So you know, so that makes this hat extra special. That's right. It's had the gaze of President Trump on it. Nancy Pelosi, I don't know, but I do know that Kamala Harris is on the outs. You know. Valerie Jarrett is senior advisor to Obama, but she has been with the Obamas since back in the Chicago days. When Michelle had that fake job at the hospital district, Valerie Jarrett was supposedly her boss. And she was with him the whole time they were in the White House, had dinner with him every night in the residence. And she was also born in Iran, Valerie Jarrett. She was born in Iran. Can you believe that? Yeah. Wow, you've got one that was actually touched by the hand of Trump. Well, then, if you've got a MAGA hat that Trump tossed you at a rally, you should take that hat. You should go to Hobby Lobby, get a case in it, and seal it. That's what I would do. Havana syndrome? Yeah. Yeah, Valerie Jarrett. People forget about that. I haven't heard anybody talk about. I'm sure they still have that house in D.C. And the purpose of the house was to have a secret place where they did all their Washington scheming. Well, thank you, Zach, for watching. I appreciate it. No, she was born in Iran. That's true. That's true. Check it out. I know it's hard to believe. You know, what goes on around these people, Democrats, is so... I mean, think about it. You know, the other day, last week, after Columbus... I'm not sure. We lost our internet. Sorry, guys. Lost the internet. Buffering, buffering, buffering. Well, let me try one more time. Let me try one more time. Yay, back. The internet went down for a second, guys. The Wi-Fi went down. I had my thumb over the camera, just in case. You never know. Press 1 if you can see and hear me. Then I'll know. We're back. 1 if you can see and hear. You hear now. Good. Can you see? Awesome. We're back. Well, I don't know if I was buffering when I said this, so I'll say it again. Maybe you're hearing it twice. The Wi-Fi went down. That's what happened. But when Kamala went on that speech last week and was ripping America and all this terrible history that we have, she grew up in Canada. She moved to Canada when she was, I don't know, about 9 years old. She went to school in Canada from the time she was in 2nd or 3rd grade all the way through high school until she came back to America to go to college. So Kamala Harris didn't learn American history, social studies, or